From the recently published Euromonitor International Consumer Finance System, we've identified key findings that we see across the 47 markets that we research. Globally, card payment value continues to be dominated by a handful of markets, the top 10 countries accounting for 80% of global card payment volume. Over the next 5 years, we expect total consumer cash payment value to decline by $772 billion. Inversely, we see card payment value increasing by $9.2 trillion. By card function, we expect credit to outpace debit for the first time since the recession over the forecast period. The fastest growing of all card functions continues to be open-loop prepaid cards. In terms of individual markets, we expect India to experience the most card payment value growth, followed by Egypt, Russia, and Vietnam. In all these markets, regulation and consumer payment policy is really driving the conversion away from cash towards card and electronic channels. In the single largest market by card payment value, China, we're finally seeing growth start to moderate. After nearly a decade of double-digit card payment value growth, we expect that to slow to mid and lower single digits over the forecast period. Many of the Tier 1, Tier 2 cities in China have already adopted card payment value, and the further extension of financial services and card payments to more rural sections of the country is going to take a more concerted effort and thus result in lower growth rates over the forecast period. In terms of total value lost to fraud from card transactions, we saw an increase in a portion of total consumer card payment value in 8 of the 47 research markets. Among these markets are the US, the UK, Australia, and Mexico. Particularly for the US, this suggests that the recent EMV conversion has not made the advancements in reducing fraud that were expected. We can expect additional security measures going forward. Although China generated more m-commerce payment value in 2017 than the US, going forward, we expect the US to become the largest market by m-commerce value, reaching $1.6 trillion by 2022. Half of all of this is expected to be generated from payment at the point of sale with mobile devices.
Looking at card operators in 2016, UnionPay International continues its commanding lead in both financial cards in circulation and card payment value, well ahead of the traditional powerhouses Visa and MasterCard. UnionPay's global leadership is largely confined to debit transactions, where the Chinese company has twice as much payment value as its nearest competitor. In credit, UnionPay has closed some of the gap that it has behind Visa, but still has a ways to go. And in prepaid, the company lags well behind both Visa and MasterCard. Collectively, the three operators, UnionPay International, Visa, and MasterCard, account for a dominating 82% of all global card payment value. Contactless cards, along with smart cards as a whole, continue to gain traction around the world. They are particularly popular in the Asia-Pacific, Australia, and Western Europe regions, but have largely failed thus far to catch on in the Western Hemisphere. Card lending continues to grow as a percentage of total global lending. In 2017, card lending comprised 48% of total gross global consumer lending versus 41% in 2012.